Hello, everyone. It's time for episode 2 of your favorite podcast, Dating Doggies and Dumb Fucks. I'm the hostess with the mostest, your favorite girl, Mob Boss Anastasia, and I have the lovely...
This is your boy, Zedicus, the Dog Prodigy King. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
All right, so today we're going to shake it up a little bit. We're going to start off this podcast talking about dogs, and then we're going to circle back and talk about your favorite topic, dating and dumb fucks. Go ahead, Zedicus. Do your thing.
So what we'll do, guys, is I know not everyone has dogs, but just bear with us. You'll see why we went with this route. And it's funny because you're going to think back then when you used to have dogs, you're going to think of your friend's dogs. You're going to think of your girlfriend, boyfriend's dog. You're going to think of your neighbor's dogs. And you're going to see it from their point of view. And it's very interesting. It will make you think. It will make you laugh. You learn a lot about dog psychology and actually human behavior. You're going to see things from a dog's point of view, the owner's point of view, the trainer's point of view, and the industry's point of view. And it will be very... eye-opening because it's topics you guys usually don't hear about. I promise you that. All right, so what we do usually, guys, is one episode we're gonna start with dating, right? And then we'll talk about dogs, and we're gonna alternate. The next one we're gonna start with dogs, then we're gonna go to dating. So you'll see. I mean, I know you may say, well, I'm a happily married. I don't care about that. I just want to know about dogs. You're right. If you're happily married, you're a great relationship, you're right. But it's still, that's our niche, right? But I don't think you'll be bored. We'll do our best, okay? All right.
Okay, so something that I was always interested in. We all know certain things about dogs, and we all have beliefs.
Right.
My dog does this, my dog does that. But what I want to know, Zedicus, is what are the 3 biggest myths about dogs and training them? Things that
Very
people
good. Yeah.
people think are true, but they're actually false.
Exactly. Really good question. So this is, let's start with this. Myth number 1 is, do you think really dogs like to please us?
Of course, they love us.
They love us, huh? See, that's not true, guys. Dogs love us. That doesn't mean they want to please us. That's not
Aww.
true. Yeah. I mean, look, they call men's best friend. I agree with that. Not men's best slave. Nobody greets you like your dog. Not your husband, not your wife, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not your kids. I mean, look how they wag their tail. They're like really happy to see you. Like, oh my God, yeah, you came back, you came home, yeah, you know. Your husband's like, hey. Sometimes they don't even say that. So that's genuine love. That doesn't mean the dog likes to please. That does not mean your dog likes to please. So I'll prove it to you, okay? You will be like shocked, like, wow, I never looked at it that way. First of all, if the dogs like to please, there wouldn't be that many dog training books, dog schools, dog training academies. Why everybody would have Lassie? So think about it. Dogs usually please themselves. They don't like to please. They're like, if I gain something, I will listen. Or they do it either to gain something or to avoid a consequence. They don't like to please, guys. They
Interesting.
Don't. Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, because think of it. Your dog either does it because he wants hot dog, or he wants the toy, he wants the ball, or he doesn't want to get in trouble. He doesn't want to get yelled at. He doesn't want to get spanked. Some people yell at the dog. Some people hit the dog. Some people throw something at the dog. They crate the dog. They give the dog timeout. So they don't do it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some dogs that like to please. They're natural pleasers. Those people don't call me. Right? I mean, if the dog is really naturally nice, they're like what I call chill dogs. They don't go after people, they don't go after dogs. If they get out of the front of the house, they come back. They don't go chase the neighborhood kid. They don't go after the neighborhood dog. They don't play keep away. Those people don't hire me. They're like, yeah, no, we're good. So let's give you some examples. So your dog knows by now his name. He knows the word no. He knows come. When you say no, he knows come. He knows when you're frustrated. He knows when you're mad at him. He knows when you restrain him, you're trying to confine him. He knows all this. He noticed that, like, okay, I'm not listening. Do you think he listens every time, everywhere, no matter what?
No, I'm sure they have their good days and bad days.
Yeah, but you can't call them a pleaser. So if
No.
a dog is a pleasing dog, they'll listen to you on leash, off leash. They'll listen when you have visitors over. They'll listen when you have hot dog or no hot dog in your head. They'll listen to you if they see a dog, a kid, a cat, a squirrel. No matter what, the dog will listen to you. So that's a pleasing dog, right? You can't call them a pleasing
No,
dog.
of course. Most dogs are not like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can't call them that the dog likes to please. See, a pleasing dog usually listens to you no matter what. They may not listen on the first one, but they listen. Those people don't call me, So if you really think about it, dogs love us, they don't like to please us. So they call men's best friend, not men's best slave. Makes sense, yeah?
Yep.
All right, let's go over myth number 2. So this one is probably more common than you realize. A lot of my clients, when they call me, they say, the dog is being very protective. We need help, the dog's being very protective. Like, what do you mean? Well, I mean, when we have company over, the dog just wants to attack him. Like even my husband, if I'm holding the dog, my husband wants to come near me, my boyfriend wants to give me a hug, kiss, attention. The dog wants to take his face off. Like, really? He's being protective? Yeah, he's very protective. But did your husband beat you from the dog? Oh, no. Did your husband abuse you?
So
Oh,
we
no.
think they're being protective.
Exactly.
It appears that way.
The dog is showing off, Anastasia. The dog's showing off. So whenever you're walking the dog and across the street, they see another dog and they go, like, oh, he's being protective. Like, really? Did you get attacked by that dog? Did that dog attack your dog ever?
He's being preemptive. The dog is
Preemptive.
like, you may or may not attack my owner, so just in case, I'm going to bark at you and
Exactly.
threaten
I'm
your
going to
life.
make a scene.
Yeah.
Not just that. I'm going to bark. This also happens where kids can't even get near to the mom. So this is what happens if the dog's claiming you. So the dog's saying, you know what? I know this is my mommy. I own her. She's mine. Get away. Did I tell you to come in? Did I tell you to come to this bed? This is my bed. I'm gonna bite you. So a lot of people think the dog's being protective. No, the dog's showing off. I bet you anything. When I say that, you think of, oh my God, this is what this dog is doing. This is
So
what
wait
my
a minute.
neighbor dog's
Are
doing.
you saying that these dogs wake up every morning and they choose violence?
It's not violence, the dog's showing off. A lot of times the dog's not even aggressive. The dog's really all bark, no bite. It's not violence. The dog's like, you know what? Did I tell you can get near my mommy? She's mine. I can do whatever I want. I can kill that dog and mommy will still, pet me and give me treats. So a lot of times dogs see it like, you know what? It's my way or the highway. So the reason this happens, guys, the dog is spoiled or there's no consequence. Spoiled dogs, like spoiled adults or spoiled kids, they don't listen. What spoils the dog? When you do whatever for them. You pet them, all day and all night just for being alive. You give them treats nonstop. You cook for them. The dog lives better than me.
Yeah, because usually they're very cute.
Yeah, that cuteness too wears off of that
Yeah,
habit.
no, cuteness, yeah.
Yeah, they sleep on
I'm
the bed
helpless.
And
You know how
helpless.
I am when I see those little dogs? Oh my God, I can't.
with you. I know,
just
and
can't.
those little dogs are usually the worst
No,
one.
but they're so cute. Oh
I
my
know,
God.
I know, they still pay me the big money. Even though they're cute, they're like, man, I don't want to lose a finger. My husband can't even get near me, Yeah, no, you're
That's
right,
cute.
you're right. So that's the thing is, have you thought of it that way? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The dog showing off.
It seems like they're being protective. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the dog is being overprotective. If the dog's being protective, let's go with that. The dog's being overprotective. So I tell my clients the dog should bark 3 times, not 300. Okay, you let the person
3,
in.
not 300.
Yeah, like, okay, that's good. You're a good watchdog. But if the dog keeps going, the
I
dog
know.
in a way is like, make
I
me.
know.
So let me give you a good example, more example that dogs don't like to please. So the dog, you say, sit 5 times, and they may do it 5 times, and on a 6th one, the dog what's in it for me? Where's the treat? Where's the treat? The mentality should be, sit, why? Because I said so. The dog should, so how dogs think is yeah, whatever, you sit. I don't want to sit no more. Make me. Make me. I'm not going to come to you, catch me. Catch me. I'm not going to listen when there's a dog. I got to go kick his ass. I never listen when there's a cat. I got to go kill it. So you can't call it a pleasing dog.
Yeah.
A pleasing dog listens to you no matter what. So the other thing is people rely on treats all the time. They say, well, the trainer said treats, the book said treats. you're gonna use treats at the end of training session, not before each command. Like, let me ask you this: do you put in the hours first, or you get your check first?
You put in the hours first, of course.
Exactly. So what they tell you, a lot of dog trainers, they say, hold the treat in front of the dog or invisible treat, and then ask it to sit. Your dog should sit because you said so, kind of like how you're raised, right? The dog should sit because you said so. At the end of training session, you can give the treats.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But a lot of times you see trainers, and obviously I don't know much about dogs, but I've seen them, and the way that they're like, oh, here you go, good boy, here's a treat. And they do, and that's probably reinforcing bad habits, because then they won't do anything at all.
Exactly. So what happens is, I'm not against treats, guys. I'm against bribery. So make the dog sit no matter what. Make the dog stay no matter what. At the end of the training, surprise them with treats. Your dog should sit no matter what. You got to rely on praise, technique, psychology, and leadership, not chicken, pepperoni, sausage, and hot dog.
That's a really interesting way to put it. You're not training them by giving them food. You're bribing them.
You are, but see, you're training him to do a trick. So check this out. Tricks and treats go hand in hand, or tricks and toys. Some dogs don't care about trick. They like a toy, certain toy. So when you tell a dog to sit and you give it a treat, and the dog sees the treat in your hand and they see it, they smell it, the dog thinks it's a trick. So they're like, I don't feel like doing the sit trick or down trick or stay trick. When a sit command, down command, stay command, come command, meaning you have no choice. You have to do it whether you feel like it or not. Whether there's a dog or not, you gotta do it. Whether there's a cat or not, you gotta do it. Whether there's a visitor or not, you gotta do it. So the dog thinks they have a choice, like, I don't feel like having hot dog right now. Let me go kill that cat?
Yeah, let me go kill that cat.
Yeah. I want to bite your husband. Then, I'll get the hot dog.
Yeah, it's okay. But let me kill that cat. Hold on.
I don't want your kids get near you. Yeah, I'm
See? I told you they choose violence more often than not.
Yeah. Yep. Like that. So, makes sense, right? What stood out to you so far?
That they're showing off.
Yep.
They're not really, here to please you.
Yep.
They're pleasing themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they're not being protective, basically.
Yeah, they're showing off. They're being protective. They're showing off. So you wanna let the dog know, like, look, I'm not gonna bribe you, give you treats. You have to do it regardless. And sometimes I'll surprise you with treats. Sometimes, but think of it like you work for a company. No matter how good of a job you do, they're not going to give you a bonus all the time.
No, of
even
course
if you
not.
deserve it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So treats should be a bonus. I've heard trainers that they say, you got to have treats all around your house. They give the dog treats all the time. That's not natural. It's not organic. The dog's going to have explosive diarrhea. Your hand's always going to smell like dog treats. Your dog should sit because you said so. Kind of like your parents.
Yeah, the way our parents brought us up.
Like,
if you say, why
so.
do I have to do this? Because.
Exactly.
Because. So there you go. Yeah.
Because you live under my roof. And you can say the same thing to the dog, guys, because you have free rent, free medical, free dental, free vision, free poop cleaning, free walks, free 401k.
There you go. Yep.
You have good life. Sit. That's the least you can do for me. Stay. That's the least you can do for me. Another thing is that you never thought of, dogs with human names or strong names are harder to train. I know you're not going to believe me.
That makes no sense.
Okay, so check this out. So dogs that have name like King, Capone, Rambo, Zeus,
Fluffy.
Samson. Yeah. So,
Fluffy.
Yeah, exactly. So like this woman kept saying, George is in our room. I want you to meet George. George this, George that. And I'm like, oh, okay, George. Like, you want to come meet George? And I swear to you, I thought it was her husband.
It was the dog.
Yeah. And it was this big fat Lhasa Apso that was barely moving, very old. That was George.
Aww.
I was like, wow, Georgie, So think about that. All the dog name, if your dog name is human name, like Josh, Mickey, Daisy, or as a strong name, that dog usually is spoiled or difficult to train, extremely stubborn. A lot of dogs, guys, are smart. They play dumb. The dog's testing you. The dog's playing dumb. Let's go a little bit why dogs test us. One is the dog sees that they're spoiled. Spoiled dogs, they challenge authority. Two, the dog sees you don't know what you're doing. So it's like, whatever, okay. Anastasia thinks she's a dog trainer now.
Yeah,
That's cute. The other thing is you're not using the right tools. Sometimes you're leash, sometimes you don't use a crate, sometimes you got to use a probably bark collar, shock collar. Sometimes you got to use a wee pad, or you got to use a doggy door. So tools makes a big difference.
But also, isn't it true if the dog doesn't see you as their alpha, they don't listen to you?
Yeah, but see, we're not dogs, so you got to let the dog know I'm your mommy, I'm your teacher, I'm your leader. We're not, not everyone can be alpha. You got to be fun, fair, and firm. A lot of people are fun and fair, they're not firm. I say fun, fair, firm, and flexible. See what that doesn't work. I always, the fifth F comes into play. Do you know what that is?
I'm scared.
Everything is fucked up. The dog it tells you fuck off, fuck you. No fucking refund, you guys, because you're not doing the fucking things I told you to. Okay?
All right. Okay, calm down.
I know. I can tell next time when I see your dog if you work with it or not. Okay?
Good points. Good points. I like that. I like that very much.
Thank you. So let's now go a little bit about dating now. Let's take a break, switch gears.
Time to transition.
Exactly. So this is something that we're discussing, and let's see if you agree. So I think if you're 40 or older, whether you have kids or not, especially if you have kids, and you really are facing some challenges in your relationship, I think you should do your best to make it work. I'm honest, it's a really, really bad issue, because a lot of times I've noticed people think like, okay, there's a long line of people waiting for them once they get out. It's loneliness out there. Now, for men, a lot of men think like, okay, I'm going to go and divorce this woman and I'm going to go have lots of sex. It's actually easier for women.
Well, I have a lot to say about this topic. And I think we both do, since we've all been there.
Yeah, we're both single and
there are reasons that people get divorced. And I remember before I got divorced, a friend of mine told me, do everything you can to save your marriage.
Exactly.
Trust me, you don't know what's out there. And I had said, I don't care what's out there. It is better and beneficial for me to be alone than with this person. I wasn't thinking about that. But when the time came that I was ready to date and see what's out there, I was extremely disappointed. Extremely. And I tell people myself, you think you have it bad. You think your husband is a jerk or this, or he's cheap, or you don't like this about him, you don't like that. Trust me, what's out there is 20 times worse.
Yeah, so I get it, guys. I never want you to be in a loveless marriage, right? I don't want you to be in a relationship that's abusive. But ask yourself, did you really exhaust all options? Like, if you grow apart, you get sick of each other, I get it. Yeah, like sometimes like, okay, I'm not feeling it no more, I get it. But ask yourself, did you really do your best to make it work? Like, is this relationship fighting for? Like with yours, I don't want to get personal. The alcohol was a major thing,
Yeah, for me, like I said, absolutely not salvageable. And for me, I wasn't thinking about, let's see who's out there, what's out there. No. I needed to remove myself from that situation, and that's what I did.
And you're married 23 years.
Yeah, 23 years. Yep. And that was the best choice for me. I still stand by that. Not a day goes by where I regret my choice. But there are people that are just so delusional and out there thinking, especially men. I see them on the dating sites, just seeing what's out there. They haven't left their wife. They want to see what they can get. They want to see if they still got it. And as I love to say, my favorite phrase, and you will hear me saying this all the time, you're not that special. No, really, no, seriously. You're not that special. Everyone is replaceable, including me, including Zedicus, everyone you know. Nobody is that special, okay? Even J-Lo, hey, look, she's gotten cheated on. She's been married quite a few times. Yeah. Nobody's that special.
J-Lo, Shakira, Beyonce.
Yeah, they all got cheated
Berry.
On. Yeah, they all got cheated on. And so men, especially, you think you're going to find someone better or, someone 20 years younger. Nobody. Trust me. If you're a man and you're thinking you're going to do better, 99% chance you're not going to do better.
See, the reason we say this, guys, is so we've been on both sides of the fence, right? We both have 2 kids. Ironically, we both been in a relationship 23 years. Mine lasted 23 years also. And what we're trying to say, guys, is we're not saying we're really being fair to you, like, okay, we want you to really make it work if it's salvageable. If it's not, know what's waiting, right? You know what's waiting, because it takes two to tango. So your husband has to work on this too. Your boyfriend has to work, and if they can't or they don't want to, then I understand. But what I'm saying to you is, guys out there, all they want to know is like, when can they fuck you, how fast, and that's it. It's just only fucking. That's it.
And women, especially in LA, they don't care who's sitting next to him as long as he's paying. They want to put the Instagram story. Every age bracket for women has its own thing. Women in their 20s and 30s are dying to get married, not all, but most, and have kids, right? Guys in their 20s and 30s are still like mentally in diapers. They don't even know what they're doing. And even in their 40s too. I have met men my age that didn't even have their shit together. And then there are men in their 50s that wake up and they're like, oh, it's time for me to get married and have children. Kind of like what we talked about at the last podcast.
I know.
So what's out there is bad. If you're a woman, let's say in your early 40s, you're divorced, you may have older children, you're ready to go. You're going to meet a guy in his early 40s. He still doesn't know what he wants. He's an Uber driver, delivers food, and never married, no kids. And he's going to try to have sex with you, and he will do and say everything he can, and then he's going to bail. And then you've wasted your time, invested your time, thinking that this could be a relationship. Like me, after I got divorced and I was ready to date, I thought, hey, I'm going to meet someone really fast. I'm going to get remarried and get on with my life. And no, that's not going to happen.
And to be fair, you met a lot of guys.
I met a
know,
lot.
But you know, none of them are relationship material.
Very few. I've had some relationships.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I've met men that were interested in me. They wanted a relationship with me, and I was horrified by them. So I didn't want it, you know?
See,
and they don't, like, when I think back, oh, you know, I'm single, this, that, I forget, because I don't even see those men, because they're not what I'm looking for. I forget that there were so many that wanted to be with me. I didn't want to be with them. They were invisible.
Yeah, so she told me once, like, there's a Russian saying that every pot has its lid.
Yes.
I don't agree with that. No, not every pot has its lid. You gotta, like, you use that foil, you gotta use a plastic wrap, right? No,
I don't know.
No.
I mean, I want to believe that. I do.
No, I'm telling you, yeah, that's reality. So I honestly think, see if you guys agree with me, you listeners. I honestly think if you're 40 years old, you already met your soulmate. You thought you could do better. You're like,
I don't know about that. No. I don't know about
40
that.
years old, you never met your soulmate? I think you did. It was a good person, and it was like, I didn't really fight for that relationship.
That's the problem, especially in Los Angeles.
You're not going to meet your soulmate after 40.
Everyone thinks they can do better. This is another reoccurring theme. Everyone here thinks they can do better, and especially us women, because we always settle. Men don't settle. Women always settle. You'll never find the man that you want.
Yeah.
Especially here in LA, because if you want a guy that's 6 feet tall, makes $200,000 a year plus, which isn't that much money in California, okay? Treats you like a princess, is a provider. Good luck. In LA,
there
good
are
luck.
Guys like that, but I promise
there's
you're not.
There's 3 of them.
Exactly.
One of them is married, and the other 2 are dating each other.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, and you know what's sad? And I read this or heard this from a woman, and this will make you think, guys, and it's sad. There's a saying that women have sex with who they want, and men have sex with
who they can.
But women marry who they can, but men marry who they want.
This is exactly what I was talking about, because
now, let's
women
say it
settle.
again. Go ahead, say it again. Slowly.
Women have sex with who they want. Men have sex with who they can.
Yeah.
Men marry who they want. And women marry who they can.
See, that's so deep. That's so deep and thought-provoking, guys. And it's sad. It really is. But that's the reality.
Yeah, it is. It is the reality. So the point is that if you are married, try to make it work. If you can. Really, really exhaust all your options, because it's very hard. It's an ugly world out there. And unfortunately, it gets worse and worse.
Yes.
Every day, every minute, every second, it gets worse and worse, especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so not Los Angeles, everywhere, guys.
But LA,
is way
LA
more.
is the worst place. It is the worst place for women to be dating because we have extremely high standards, beauty standards here, and the
Yeah.
men don't.
Yeah, yeah. But I told that to my ex. I said, look, you'll see when you go out there, you're gonna face two things. Guys, as soon as they fuck you, they'll dump you. And if you don't fuck them fast enough, they'll dump you. So you'll see what's. I said, I'm a guy. I know how guys think.
There's one agenda here for men, most of the men. Now, I'm sure there are some wonderful men out there listening saying, I'm not this asshole. No, most men want to have sex with women here as soon as possible with the least amount of money and time spent. They think about this. What can they do? You know, as an example, hey, come over to my house. That's my favorite. I haven't even met the guy yet. Come to my house. What does that tell me?
First date, yeah.
First date. At least pretend that you're interested in something other than sex.
Remember
I feel like
that one said like, let's have coffee. It's like, I'll make you coffee.
yeah. I'm like not even asking for dinner at this point. How about just coffee? I'll make you coffee.
Yeah.
These men are
And
clueless.
massage. Remember, he said he's a massage.
Oh, yeah,
therapist?
come over. You know, really.
And no happy ending. Did you
Yeah,
offer happy
all
ending?
these
You're already
men-
happy, Anastasia.
There's
You're
a
already
guy.
happy.
There's a guy. I don't want to use his real name, but his initial is J.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of women in LA went out with him. I'm sure. He's an Armenian guy. There you go. That's all I'm going to say about him. He's notorious for inviting women to his house. It's like a joke. And I know two or
And
three.
do women go for it?
I know
first
two
date?
women that went out with him. One of them fell for it. One
Like
of them.
first date, they go to his house.
Yeah, well, I know this
Wow,
one
Jay-
woman. She
Jay's pretty
gets
good.
it out of the way,
Wow.
and the other one said no. I said no. I straight up told him. He goes, "I'm a really good cook." I'm like, "That's nice, but if you want to take me out and get to know me, I'm not coming to your house. You can take me out to
But
dinner.
come on,
We
you're
can do
so
coffee."
selfish. The poor guy went to grocery. He got all those things, and he wants to cook for you.
That's nice. It's
Come
not
on.
happening on the first or
Come
second
on, man.
date.
You're being selfish.
I'm not going to a guy's house unless we're actually dating. No, it's not going to happen. Everything
He wants
is
to
rigged
really
in his
impress
face.
you, man.
Yeah, that's not going to
That's
impress
romantic.
me. No, it's not
See,
romantic.
this is what the fuck I'm talking about, guys.
Shut up.
I'm kidding.
It's not romantic. It's sleazy as hell. It's sleazy as hell. I am not going to some dude's house.
See, you're never happy, man.
Yeah, never
You're
happy.
never happy. That's the thing, guys. You'll notice about her. She's never happy.
I'm never happy because I say it like it is. I point it out. I speak for all women that have to deal with
I mean,
these
look,
men.
he could have said, "Let's go hiking." There's some cheap
Oh
fuckers that say, "Let's go
yeah,
hiking."
yeah. I've been invited to go for a walk.
Yeah.
I've been invited to go hiking on a first date, and of course to someone's house.
And we don't like hiking, both of us. We hate it.
I love walking, but I don't
Like
like,
flat
hiking.
surface,
Flat
flat
surfaces.
surface, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have that in common. So,
Yeah, right.
I mean, not to go off on a tangent, but men, please. Use your brain. I beg you, you know? We're going to talk about this in another episode. Things that men do wrong that freak women out. And sometimes I wonder, are they really that dumb or they just don't care? I feel like they just don't care.
You know what? I mean, I always think about that, like, because guys are really, like, you see a lot of guys, they're
So
successful.
clueless.
They're successful. This guy's a business owner. He has a restaurant. He's, like, accomplished. He's an engineer, doctor, whatever, you know? And they act either really clueless with, like, it's like, what's the logic? I don't know. What's their angle?
Speaking of clueless, I'm going to work one of your favorite examples in. So I tell him about these dates. He remembers them. He has the memory of an elephant. So I matched up with some random dude on a dating site. What do you think is the first thing he asked me? Not how are you? How's your day? First question, do you like to kiss?
Yeah, exactly.
First question, I'm like, I ripped him a new one. I was about to block him. And he goes, no, I didn't mean that. I meant the rock group kiss.
Yeah,
I
see?
thought that was funny. I'm
That
like,
was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really good. I was like, man, this guy's quick on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He's quick on his feet. This is good. Maybe I should meet this guy. He's funny. You know, I
Yeah,
like guys
yeah,
with a
yeah.
sense of humor. Instead of making up for that, this motherfucker comes out with second question. So, do you like to cuddle?
I said, I don't think there's a rock band named Cuddle.
So, you know how that ended. Block.
I know.
Block. I love blocking, especially mid-sentence.
So, I mean, this is the thing. What I don't get is like at least have some style, some pizzazz, some like be smooth, not. So it's not like you guys don't like sex. Of course you do, but when they're that direct and obnoxious, I can see why that would turn you off.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, they don't care. These men, they don't even care how they come across. The beauty of living in a big city is that you have a lot of options. You can go on 10 dates a day if you want to. Well, at least before.
But
you
see,
know?
that's the bad thing with a lot of options. So I'll give you an example, okay? So I train dogs two differently, guys. One is people give me the dog to train it. You know, I keep the dog for 10 days, and I give them a trained dog. And that one is I do house calls. So I'll give you an example. So I tell my clients when I release the dog from a stay command, don't say okay, because it's a common word. So how I teach dogs is they should stay 20 minutes to an hour to the point that they fall asleep. I know that to you that might be extreme, like wow, that's a really long time, but the dog's sleeping. So then I would tell my clients, choose a word. Okay, let's not use okay, we're going to use release, break, finish, dismissed, all done. And they're like, wow, I don't know. I said, look, choose release, break, finished, all done.
Yeah, it's
dismissed.
not that hard. Come on.
And they're like, why? Because there are that many options. So I learned to say, okay, we're going to say release. Release, and the dog's done. The dog doesn't need to stay. So when there are too many options, I see what you're saying.
Exactly. When there's too many options, men think, oh, why should I try? Okay, this bitch doesn't like me. Next. And women are like, no, he's not good enough. Next. And then boom, there you go. So this is the problem that we have. This is the continuous problem. It's a curse and a blessing to live in a huge city like this.
The other thing I was talking about with you, and you don't agree with me. So I think, guys, whenever someone fucks up, right, or they ghost you, right, or people ghost you. They like all of a sudden, like they don't get back to you, which is same as ghosting. Anna thinks like, okay, if they come back, she's like, no, motherfucker, you thought you could do better. That's it. You're not coming back here. And I say, well, let him know, let her think, let him think, like maybe, I did mess up. I want to start over, but you say no.
No, so this is an actual phenomenon. I did not make this up, called zombieing.
Exactly.
And this would happen to me all the time. So this is how I look at it. And I'm sure many of you women will agree. So I'm talking to a guy, everything is great, we go out, this and that, he's gone, he disappears, he ghosts.
Yeah.
Why? Because he thinks he can do better, obviously. Okay, fine.
So she always says that. Oh, see, he thought he could do better.
What else am I supposed to think?
Yeah.
What else am I supposed to say? There's two options here. Either he likes you or he doesn't. He doesn't, he leaves, right?
No, but you always say if he doesn't, that means he thought he could do better.
Yeah. Why else? I don't know, right? I don't know. We never know. We never get closure. Closure is a luxury. It is an expensive gift.
So now, right there, I wanna talk about that. So you guys string along men a lot. Like if you're not interested in a guy, you either don't get back to him, you don't text him back, you're not interested in him. You honestly think and hope that we'll catch on. Not all of us will. We want a direct response. So you can even tell us a white lie.
That's nice. You can
don't-
keep wanting.
I know, but I honestly think, if you say like, look, you're a great guy, you're not my guy, good luck out there. Is there something wrong with that?
That's never gonna happen. That's too good for most men.
So right there, so I disagree.
No.
I say, like, for example, if I'm not into a girl, like, hey, you're a great girl, you're not my girl, good luck out there. I'm never gonna block someone, I'm gonna say, I don't feel it, there's no chemistry, there's no connection. You don't want to say nothing.
No, because why not? Let's keep him around.
See right there. Yeah.
No, you know
I'm
why?
nicer
Because
than her.
men, they will do whatever the hell they want. They'll talk shit. They'll disappear. And then they'll come back. So no, maybe one night I'll be bored and I'll want to see this guy. Why not keep him around?
There you go. Thank you. You said it finally.
Yeah, why not?
You string him along. Yeah.
Yeah, damn right. And I will do it.
Yeah, see,
Unless the
yeah.
guy is a dick and then I have to block him.
Yeah.
No, we keep them along. That's one of the few things that we have control
See, I
over.
noticed that about women, guys. I've noticed they do that. They string him along. They go on a lot of dates and they don't even kiss the guy. The poor guy doesn't get the hint at all. And you guys do that on dating apps too. Like you match up with the guys, for example, on Bumble. Bumble, you should still, take the initiative. Then it expires, whatever. We're just talking about Tiffany, remember? She said, like, I have all these dates, but I don't feel like going anywhere. I don't even feel like responding to them. I'd rather just stay at home. That's really fucked up. If you really don't feel like dating, get out of dating sites.
Yeah.
Put it on disable, pause it.
That's
just
another topic. Let me just finish the thought about zombieing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really hate this even more than ghosting. So the guy leaves, he disappears, right? I will punish this guy. If we're talking and we're dating and you think that you can do better, I'm not good enough, you think you can do better, then go ahead. Fuck you. Have a nice life. Don't come back to me 3 months later. If you can't see a good thing, then and there, again, have a nice life. I will block the guy.
But see, they could look at it that way too. Remember how you say you want to keep him around? They're like, okay, at least she's better than that.
I don't give second chances. I never give second chances. Never. This shows you that the guy doesn't value you right away. He doesn't see that spark. He doesn't see what's special about you or unique. He thinks he can do better. Go ahead and do better. I've blocked so many guys. I told them to go fuck themselves.
So look at it this way. Say someone goes to a buffet, right? And he has all these food in front of him. And he tries a dish. It's really yummy, but he wants to try some other one. But you know what? Like, you know what? I like that one the best that I tried earlier. You don't want him to come back.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not a fucking buffet. Women are not buffets. We have become a buffet for men. Dating sites have created a buffet. Men are now even more timid and more
better than
scared.
loneliness.
No, I'm telling you, dating sites do not work.
We're not talking about dating site. If someone wants to give you a try, like, look, I dated a bunch of people. You were really the best one.
And your punishment, you didn't realize that earlier. Fuck you. And you know what? You can block a guy. If he really wants you back, he'll find a way. He will find you. Make him work
but it
for
takes two to tango. You're
I've
right.
done it before. You know I've done this a few times.
Yeah,
I've blocked guys.
I
They
know.
created new Facebook accounts just to talk to me.
Yeah, and you can block them a
Yeah,
million
I
times.
did it
You can
twice
block
to this
every
one guy.
format. I know. What I'm saying is, if someone comes back, I think you should think about it, because there are some people that they were together and then they broke up and then they got back together.
That's different. That's not zombieing. You have history with that person.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you're not even given the chance, what makes you think that it won't?
They can be someone else's problem. No, I won't do it. That's one of my major
listen,
values.
guys, to that. That's interesting. Like, even if she's not interested in the guy, even for relationship or sex, she still wants to keep him around.
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
Every woman does that.
Welcome.
If there's a guy and I meet him and I really, really don't like him at all, then yeah, I'll tell him I don't like you. I've done that too. But if there's a guy, I'm like, you know.
This also goes to show, like, women, whenever they have a guy friend, the guy always wants to fuck him. That's it. So if you don't believe me, you don't see a guy that has a 300-pound, friend. Like, yeah, she's really
sure
nice.
you do. If the guy's gay, he doesn't
if
care.
the guy is gay, yeah, I know. But women say, like, oh, he's just my friend. Like, I don't know. I think he's either fucking you or you guys fucked before.
I don't know. This is an
he's trying to fuck you.
interesting discussion, and I'd be curious to see what our listeners think about that, because I think in some circumstances men and women can be friends, but usually it doesn't happen. With me, it's very rare. For me, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, me too. They always end up using me as sex slave.
Oh yeah,
always.
Of course, poor baby.
This girl that they said, you look like a fuck boy. It's like, I'm a woman. I'm a woman or a guy. Like, I'm not a tranny. It's like, I'm a guy. I'm not a fuck boy. I'm a man. Fuck men.
Okay, Zedekis. 5-minute timeout for
I know,
you, okay?
I know.
5-minute timeout.
All right, what do you want to talk about? I think let's wrap it up with this one, huh?
Yeah,
It's been half hour at least.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed episode 2. This was different. We talked about dogs.
Yeah.
Let us know what you liked and what you didn't like. Leave us a comment, and we are going to talk about more topics.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening, taking time, from out of your day, whatever you've been doing. We really appreciate it. And we're going to keep making it more interesting and bring you really good, juicy topics. We promise. All right?
And if anyone has suggestions, let us know. Let's talk about some of the things in the upcoming episodes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about, like, the third one, of course, we'll start with about dating again, right? And then we'll talk about dogs at the end. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna always, like right now on top of my head, I don't know, but we'll make it good. We'll make it good.
Yeah, we have lots of topics. I have a lot of stories, really bad dates. And we're going to hear not just from me, but from Zedicus as well. He's had some bad dates. I've had more bad dates because I've really put myself out there more. Those people that know me personally, they know I really put myself out there. And I'm going to talk about why I did that, why I put myself out there, and what came from all of that, what I learned.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So that's going to be happening in future episodes as well.
Yeah, every date, guys, every relationship, if you think about it, teaches us something. Teaches us something about ourselves, about others.
And how much dating sucks.
Yeah, what to do, what not to do. I could have handled that better. I could have handled that differently. Now that I see it, like from a different perspective. So yeah, no, I get it.
All right, everyone. We're signing off. Mob Boss Anastasia.
And Zedicus King, guys, the dog prodigy. We'll be in touch. Thank you, guys.